Yo, do you remember the dream life you built for yourself by the time you're 25?
Yeah. Let's all laugh at that together.
Now you're 30 something and you don't have the car,
The job, the business,
the spouse, and feeling a little like a mess.
We're here to tell you you're still on track to that dream and doing just fine. I'm Beleza.
I'm Kiki.
I'm Gigi, and this is your podcast. Welcome.
Welcome to 30 and a Mess. What's up, 30 and a Messers? It's your girl Beleza.
It's Kiki.
And it's your girl Gigi. And if you're still here, we all know that your life is in shambles. Welcome back.
Y'all.
If you're new, welcome. If you returning, welcome back.
For real, if you want to tell a friend, tell them welcome in advance.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that
Tell
every Monday we here.
The way we laughing is because we're 30 and a mess before we hit the record button, y'all. So we're here. We made it.
We did. We going strong. What month is this? Do we have a 1 month anniversary already?
We already hit our 1 month. Yeah, we going on. Yeah, I think we just hit our second month.
Oh my goodness, time is flying.
Speaking of flying, today's topic is talking about dreams. And the reason why and the Messers we decided on doing dreams is just because I'm curious. Shorty is curious on what y'all be dreaming about, and do we have dreams and stuff like that? So first and foremost, I think the first question is like, do y'all dream?
Yeah. I think absolutely we dream.
Yeah. And I asked because some people tell me that they don't dream.
Nah.
They go to sleep and wake up.
Everybody dreams, but not everybody remembers their dream.
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
I absolutely know so. Because how else do you sleep? Like you have REM sleep is about like that state where you're like in that part of your subconsciousness. So if you're able to sleep throughout the night, chances are you've had like some period of REM sleep, and chances are that you have had a dream.
Chances are, but we don't know if they necessarily had a dream. What if they just knocked out? They just was like,
You still dreaming?
Just turned off like a robot?
They just turned off like a robot and come back on. How do you know?
They just rebooted and came back?
For real. Everything just turns black.
Yeah, to our conscious mind, everything turns black. But our subconscious, we dream about something. Like we're thoughtful beings. Like even animals have dreams. Like you see like dogs shaking in their sleep and trying to run or barking in their sleep. Like they dream. I don't know if they remember anything, but
now they wake up and they're like, I'm still here as a pet.
I'm still here as a pet.
They be big mad when they wake up. That's why they walk around like that. Yeah.
No, I agree with DJ. Like if you're entering REM sleep, then that's where you're dreaming the most. So, and REM sleep is like the deeper part of your sleeping. So our brain is the most active during that time period. So we dream, we just don't remember. Like, I really feel like a lot of people just don't remember that they're dreaming. But I definitely know that I dream. I've had quite a bit of dreams, and it happens often. It definitely happens often. But yeah, I just think most people don't remember that they're dreaming.
I know for sure I dream. That is for sure. Because
how you know?
Because I remember them. And
all of them?
The majority of them.
I love that.
For sure.
I love that.
Especially when they're really vivid, which we could probably get into. But do y'all remember y'all dreams, or a few of them? Or y'all just like, oh, I know I dream. I don't blank out like a robot. But I know I dream.
Now it didn't shut me down.
No, so absolutely no, I know that I dream, and I remember some of my dreams, but only if I like speak about the dream within the first few minutes of waking. Like once I speak about the dream, then I'll remember it for a long time. Like I still have a few dreams that I think about and that I laugh about still, because those dreams were so ridiculous that I spoke about it when I woke up. Even if no one's there to hear me speaking about it, as long as I like, it's not like I'm just holding it in my mind when I speak it, I kind of can remember it more.
So what's a funny dream that you had? Now I'm curious.
Oh my God. So I've had quite a bit of funny dreams. Like I had one dream that was so funny. I woke up cracking up. Like I woke up like laughing so hard. What? In the dream, basically, this guy was using the MF word. It was like we were at like a film sit down reading type situation, like a script reading situation.
Okay, Issa Rae.
And I was helping the producer do something. I had walked out the room to go grab beverages or something for everyone because I was like, I'm thirsty, I'm not thirsty. So I left to go get beverages. I come back and I have one guy standing up above this other guy, yelling at him like, you don't need to be using the MF word, and I'm gonna show you what the MF word something mean.
You
and
can say guy, you can say it, right?
What?
The MF word.
You're an adult.
I'm grown. I know I can say it.
Like you're an adult. You can curse.
I am grown. I know I can say it. I don't want to say it. I'm trying to change my language, y'all.
Oh,
my heart is changing. I gotta change the way I speak. I gotta change the way I talk, you know.
God, she's trying to be a better person, and Blaze, I just try to bring her down.
If you want to say it, you can say it in my place. So I'm gonna point to you, and you can say it.
Nah, we good. You're not gonna make me the devil.
I'm like, this your cue. This
you're not about to make me the devil. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So basically, the other guy who was defending the right to say it, he says the MF word, and then he adds the N word at the end. And then the guy he was talking to happened to be of brown complexion. So the guy said, listen to me, you don't have the right to say that word either. You definitely don't have the right to say that word. So everyone's looking back and forth, like back and forth. Everyone at the table looking back and forth. Mind you, this is a diverse set. So everyone's from different cultures, everyone from different places. And we're all like just looking back and forth. And I'm just quiet because I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with none of this. Like, I don't know what's happening. So he was like, I'll slap you and give you a reason to say the word. The guy who, you know, is the brown complexion. So he draws his hand back and smacked this guy so hard that he himself turned peach color, you know, like Caucasian color. he turned white, and the other guy turned to a brown guy, turned to a black guy, and everybody at the table, everyone was like, oh, and then they all started laughing. We all started cracking up. And then the guy who had slapped his color onto the guy, walked away like, now you can say the N word, and you can say the MF word. And we were cracking up. Like, I wish I could show you the way he was walking out, like the way he was, like, I wish I could take my image of that dream and put it on a projector for you to see, because it was so funny. Oh my gosh. That guy was tight too. That guy, I don't think he said that word after that, because I woke up. I don't know. I woke up cracking up. Like, we all was laughing. So that's just one of the dreams. But I have vivid dreams. Some of my dreams don't make any sense at all, of course. Like, I don't like dreams where I'm like crawling or walking, and it's not like I would usually crawl or walk. Mm-hmm. Like, why am I using one knee and both hands? Like, who's crawling like that? Like, why? One knee and both like one knee will be down and then one knee would not be on the ground at all, and I'm using both hands. Like, who is out here crawling like that? Like, I've never seen anyone crawl like that. Like, what?
You got going on in your
or like
dreams.
sometimes I'll be walking like sideways. Like, no real human being is walking sideways like when they have space to walk forward. Like, this.
Oh my gosh.
It's different things.
Lord. Well, what about you, Keeks?
No, I would honestly say I don't remember a majority of my dreams. But I think I'm like Gigi, where it's like, if I can speak on what I just dreamt like immediately on waking up, then I can recall it better. But if I don't say anything, or I just kind of let my day go, I'm not going to remember the dream. But I can remember how it made me feel. Yeah. I can remember scared. I can remember if I was excited, if I was weirded out, if I was happy. Yep. I can remember the feeling of what the dream gave me, but I may not be able to recall the details of what was in the dream.
How many times are you happy versus the scary?
I don't think she's waking up and tallying that.
So, fun fact.
You can know. You can feel it.
So, hold on, let me put this tick mark, tally this up.
No, but it's actually very interesting. And I spoke to my fiance about this like around the time we first were dating. But before I was dating him, I used to have a lot of nightmares. Like all of my I never slept well, like couldn't sleep well, always had something that like will jump me out of my sleep. Like it was pretty bad. Like it was pretty bad. But when I started to date him and become more comfortable with him, I realized I would sleep all the way throughout the night and then I would wake up in a better space, which is another reason why I wanted to continue to date him, because he made me feel secure. And that was the way that I knew I felt secure with him. The fact that I can sleep all the way throughout the night and wake up in a better headspace.
Well, they do say that sleeping next to someone helps you sleep better, deeper.
Yeah, it's somebody you feel safe to, because I had that even in sleeping in the bed with him, I still will wake up with nightmares and bad dreams and things like that. So that let me know that subconsciously I felt safer with my fiance.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I sleep. I will say that now my dreams puts me in a better headspace for sure. Like I feel happier when I wake up, or the same. I probably just kind of feel neutral. But it's really rare for me to have like a nightmare or a dream that makes me in like a bad mood, like starting off my day like, what the heck? Like what's going on?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, to piggyback off of you, I can relate on the sleeping next to someone, and I should have known to cut this person off then, but I would wake up. You know how y'all be seeing
our body tells us, our body telling us reject.
Reject. Our bodies be telling us. You know how those memes wake up and you wake up as a female, you just staring at old boy like you just
with your eyes squinted.
with your eyes
squinted.
glittering real quick. It just keeps flickering on and off. Like
I always tell my fiance, I'm like, you know, your dream self is cutting up. Your dream self cutting up.
And we got some problems. But nah, I should have known then. But to your point, I do think you're right. It just really depends on who you're sleeping next to and the dreams that you do have. Or, you know, I dream. And I remember a lot of my dreams, especially the vivid ones. Like when I dream, I feel like I'm in the dream. It's like one of those 3Ds, and then you take 3D things off and you're like, yo, I swear that was real. Like I'll wake up like that, like either really depressed because it's a really good dream, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Or I'll wake up scared because it was that traumatic. My dreams go from one spectrum to the other spectrum. I've had them all, but they're also vivid. So, you know, I will say when somebody's in my dream that I know and it's something bad, I do wake up and I pray first, and then I'll hit up the person and be like, hey, what's up? You good? You all right?
Oh, you're like checking in with them.
Yeah. And then that eases my soul, because that means it was a really, really bad dream. Either they were about to be murdered or something happened to them in the dream. And those are probably like my most scariest dreams. And I have a lot of mafia dreams. Don't know what that
is. Big boss.
It's a lot of mafia dreams. Listen, sometimes I'm not even part of the mafia, but it's there. And sometimes they're trying to kill me.
What are you watching for you to get to that point to even like have those kind of dreams?
Well, that's another thing. So it's kind of like, is it encouraged by what we're watching, what we're eating, what we're thinking about at the time, the last person that we talked to, and then they end up in your dream? Because I've had some wild dreams, y'all.
Share one wild dream. One wild dream that like stands out to you.
Okay, I'll talk about my last dream. Like I said, they're all wild, but I'll talk about my very last one that sparked this topic. So for some reason, a lot of my dreams are places that I used to live in, but it's like altered to something better. So we're in this house. This was actually like a future house. It's not from the past, but you could tell it was around the area of where I used to live in Connecticut. And we're in a house, and somebody accused me of killing someone. So they put a hit out on me to kill me. So I'm walking in the driveway. Y'all, I can't. Y'all, Gigi laughing at me already. So I'm walking in the driveway, and the assassinator runs up on me. But apparently I had people in the house watching me. So they come out, boom, and blast him right in front of me. Stop. He falls on the floor. I look at the people, I look at my crew, and they're like, let's go inside. And I'm looking at them like, we're not going to clean this body. This body's just going to stay here on my driveway. And they're like, let's go inside. So we go inside. Mind you, this is daylight. This is not at nighttime or nothing like that. So now I'm in the house, like, they're playing cards, doing a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm sitting here like, we're just going to leave a dead body outside. And then, you know how your mind triggers you, but that body now has become somebody that I know.
What?
But the good thing is, and my conscience is like, okay, that's such and such. We have to clear the body because now, like, I can't leave that body outside. But luckily, I didn't like go outside and vividly see the person there lying on the ground. I just know the head is blown off and it's bleeding.
Oh my God!
It's bleeding on the driveway. And then it turned into somebody else that I knew, and so I started freaking out. And then more assassins come and surround the house, and they give me guns so I can protect myself. And then I wake up like in a panic because like I literally had a force. I can feel my body trying to wake up to fight to get out the dream because I'm thinking that the person in the driveway are people that I know. So as soon as I woke up, like 3 a.m, I prayed like my mom said, because at this point, like I'm in tears. And then I texted 2 people and make sure they're okay. And then of course they went, what was the dream about? And I'm like,
let's not talk about it.
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it. I just know you're okay.
What are you falling asleep to, like Scarface or something? Some type of
I know,
right? I'm like, what are you falling asleep to? Like,
fun fact, y'all, I go to sleep to Family Guy every night.
Family Guy is kind of violent.
Kind of, but it depends on the season or the one episode out of the whole season.
So you're watching the same episode every night when you fall asleep? Like what?
I've watched all the seasons, so these are just like replays.
Well, yeah, Family Guy is actually pretty violent. They just put it in cartoon form, so it don't seem that bad.
It do, but like not all of them are that violent. There's a lot of satire. There's a lot of satire in Family Guy.
Like when what's his name? Stewie wanted his money from Brian.
Where's the money,
got like mad buff
episode ever. The greatest episode.
So buff. He said you had money for a fake mustache, but you didn't have money for a fake mustache.
Yo, he shot his knee and everything. He wasn't playing. I guess that's very
his head in the toilet. He was treating him like he was part of the mafia.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I guess that's kind of mafia-ish. But I think I did watch an action movie, but then I'm asking myself, did I talk to these people yesterday too? And I did. So do y'all feel like it's something that y'all see or somebody that you're around or a feeling, how you're feeling? So when you go to sleep, you have that same feeling when you go to sleep? Like what?
I think that those are moments that kind of deposit into your subconsciousness. Because like if you were thinking about it, you would know that you were thinking about it before you went to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, but I think every day where we're looking, where we're experiencing, we're taking the information in consciously and subconsciously. And so when you're doing that, we don't pay attention to our subconscious as much as we should. Yeah. But when you're doing that, like when we finally get a chance to rest, your conscious mind is now at rest and your subconscious now gets to play because like you're fully relaxed, you're fully asleep, like you're essentially unconscious when you sleep.
I feel like our brain retains every single thing that we see.
Faces that we see, like there's no face that we have created. Like every face that we've seen in our dreams, even if we don't recognize it, is a face that our eyeballs have come across. And you know what else I just found out today?
What?
Our eyeballs are a part of the central nervous system, and they're basically your brain. Your eyeballs is your brain that was squeezed out of your skull.
Really?
That's a little scary to think about.
It's not scary. I think it's interesting. Yeah, your eyeballs directly connect to your central nervous system. So it's not your brain. It's your central nervous system.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
So if we're not paying attention, of course, we're picking up a lot of information around us without even having to pay attention. So when we actually go to sleep, that information does come back to us.
Yep.
But what about those who are blind?
I guess they're not getting information from their eyeballs. They're just getting information from like their
everything else.
The other senses.
Their touch and taste and
right. So
sound.
are they all connected to the central
nervous system?
I
think so.
That's a good question.
Let me look up right now. You guys, we can go to the next question.
I was like, now that you know, because if your eyeballs is it, but it's one of your senses, then maybe all of them are.
Yeah, I wonder. That's a good question.
It wasn't a dig to blind people, y'all. I'm just curious because I'm like, well, what if you don't have eyes? Y'all, their senses are more heightened. So I'm curious. Okay, do you think we talked about people seeing or what we're feeling? Do you think people from your past or people maybe that you haven't connected with or God or somebody is trying to reach you through your dreams? Because I've thought about that too.
Okay, so I know there's plenty of people who believe that's not a thing or feel like that's impossible, but I think it happens. And I also think it depends on how well you connect to like spirituality and things like that as well. But I do feel that people from your past can connect to you through your dreams and speak to you in that manner. And you know, I've even experienced that, or it could be your brain wanting that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think we would truly know, but it could be the fact that you want some form of communication with somebody from your past, and you dream of that because you're thinking heavily on that.
Okay.
So you you almost create the narrative of what you would want. But I do think that you can be reached through your dreams. But like I said, we wake up and we don't remember or we don't connect in a way that we feel we should fully understand the dream.
I feel you. One thing I will say is I do feel like God uses people to send messages.
Yeah.
And I feel dreams for me is a superpower. And I don't want to use the term superpower because it's used so loosely because there's Marvel and DC. I'm not talking about superpower in that sense, but I'm talking about an energy inside of you that's a power that some people connect to more than others.
Yes.
And to your point, Kiki, depending on how much you physically or mentally and emotionally connect, the stronger your dreams are.
Absolutely.
And I do believe that the dreams have a meaning in some way, somehow. I mean, if y'all Google y'all dreams, I get it. I've Googled dreams before.
The symbolisms.
Yeah. I do believe it's something. It's something. And I think it's up to you to interpret it.
Yep, I agree.
What about you, Gigi?
Yeah, I know I went down a rabbit hole, right? Why did
of course you did.
Research that right now?
I did it. You said yourself.
She done did
I'll do it right now.
Now, y'all. She done did research for a whole college paper in a matter of
ready to write my thesis.
I'm dissertation.
Wait, what did you find?
Did you find anything?
So it says it's a part of the nervous system, but it doesn't say the central nervous system. And it doesn't show, it says we have 5 traditional senses and it names them. And it says they connect to the nervous system through various transmitted centers. And so one is peripheral nervous system and one is to the central nervous system. But it doesn't say which of the 5 senses are which. So I'm guessing, I shouldn't be guessing. I would need to do more research. I need to continue researching. But I want to be present. I want to be here with you guys. So I'm so sorry. What was the question?
Do you feel that people or something is reaching out to you in a dream?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked that. So I feel like there has to be something greater than us connecting us. Like we're all kind of connected. Like the fact that we can pick up emotion from people without even knowing the same language or being the same animal or being the same species. Like that should be telling that we have something not like a data. We have a data center that we all share. And I think that information, if you're connected enough or if you're like just open enough for that, you get information. For example, I knew this person that I met back in Germany. Like, they told me their name that they have now, but they never told me like their name. So every time I see this person on Instagram, I will always call them by the name that the information data center was giving me. So one day I stopped and I asked the person, I was like, hey, what is your name? I never know your name. I never referred to the person by the name that I kept getting. And then they finally told me their name. And I was like, oh, that's not the name that I heard. The name that I thought your name was such and such. So he was like, what'd you just say? And I was like, I thought your name was such and such. And he was like, how did you know that? Did I tell you that or something? I was like, no. I was like, I don't remember what your name was. Like, he's like, yeah, like I changed my name from that when I was like in 8th or 9th grade, because I didn't like that name and I changed it. I had a legal name change, blah, blah. And I was like, really? Tell me more. Like, because I was really like taken aback, because like, yeah, I hear information all the time from the data center, but I never take it seriously. I just be like going about my business. But this time I actually acted on it and asked the person. It was really shocking. I was like, wow. Like, even when I used to like I tried different things about like not drinking for like 60 days, stuff like that. And one time I wasn't drinking. I didn't drink for like 90 days, actually 6 months. I had not drank for 6 months. And I asked somebody a question about something that I knew the truth for already, and they lied to me, and I could feel it in me. Like, I feel it like in my solar plexus, like they were lying. It was wild. So then I asked somebody else a different question, a different person, a different question that I didn't know the answer to. And I asked them, and then for one of the question, they told me the truth. For the other question that was following that first question, they did not tell me the truth. And I felt that same feeling. And when I felt that same feeling, I asked them the question again, and they answered, and I felt that same unsettled feeling in my solar plex. And then I went to go check the information that they were telling me, and I found that the information they were telling me was false. So it was really interesting, like just being just open and available to information that comes to us or around us, and being sensitive enough to pick it up.
Yeah,
so I feel like a lot of times we get desensitized. Like, we're desensitized by like just being able to survive in the world around us, because we have so many things given to us, like up front. Like, oh, you want entertainment? Here's entertainment. Oh, you want to know what's risky? Like, this risky over here. Like, try this over here. Like, do this over here. Drink this, like smoke that. Like,
I think it's a sense of fear that we consistently talk about every single day, because if you really think about it, like, people talk about fears all day, every day. And so it fills your subconscious, and I think it loses you from connecting because you have a fear of everything.
I don't think it's just that. I think it's a combination. Like, we have like just take a moment and just like look at the information that we get from all around us. Like, we have music is one of the most powerful influences of mental
right. So
capacity,
let's use music.
Right?
Yeah, let's use music. And what I'm trying to explain. So what I'm trying to explain is music is power. So that's why there's so many different genres, there's so many different artists and how they feel. But what does society push? They push certain things. The point is they'll push one mainstream, right? This is why they call it mainstream. They put one main topic, one mainstream, but then you have all these other spectrums that a lot of people relate to, and they're like, well, why aren't they pushing this? Because this is real. This is more what I feel. This is what I connect to more. However, these mainstreams are a bot.
Yeah, I think they're a bot, but I don't think it just pushes fear. I think it's like soul pollution type stuff. Like for example, Molly Percocet. Like, that song is about drugging yourself. Like,
but you know what I mean? Like, but you forget. It's
what fear is that? Like, what fear is that?
People. I mean, I'm not gonna say people. A lot of people take these drugs and drink alcohol to suppress something, because they have
or to escape something. It doesn't have to be fear. It could be escaping.
But escape is, for me, equivalent to fear of something. You're escaping something.
If I don't want to pay my bills, I want to think about paying my bills. I don't want to think about having to work hard, and I just want to have a good time. That's not fearing paying your bills. Like, that's not fearing something.
I believe it is. That's what I'm saying. This is my opinion. I believe You wanting to get away from your actual reality is a fear of facing it. But again, it could just be for a moment. I'm not saying it's forever, but people who constantly want to go out and drink life away, that you're running from something, meaning you have a fear of something. Now, is it all the time? No, like you said, you're stressed out and this, that, but in that moment, you have a fear of something and you just want to let loose and let go. But why is the term, oh, I just want to let loose and I want to drink? Why do we go to drinking?
Because that's what's pushed to us. Think about
my point exactly. But that goes into the mainstream of what is given to us. It's given to us because we have a fear, some type of fear that we don't want to be a part, we don't want to face.
So what's the opposite of fear?
Huh?
What's the opposite of fear? Courage.
Like bravery?
Is bravery. So courage. People who don't drink or people who don't like indulge in that kind of stuff, do they have like, are they being pushed bravery? Are they being pushed courage? Like,
I think you say it all the time. You say it all the time, Jerry. I'm high off life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm high off life. I wanna experience whatever I'm experiencing, right?
Yeah.
But there are times that you drink too because you just want to relax or whatever. I'm not saying that one person.
I'm not scared of life. I'll tell you that right now. I'll take it by the horn. I already told y'all New York ain't gonna be my ass. Life ain't gonna be my ass.
Right. But what I'm saying is it's a balance. It's a balance. Yeah. And some people lose that. Some people lose that balance and then become alcoholics or drug addicts. And then there's some who take it to the complete extreme, like, no, like, I don't need any of that. And they, they find other ways to, work out. But like I said, I'm not faulting anybody for drinking or smoking or doing whatever they do.
Yeah. Do what you do,
again,
boo-boo.
Some people do it in portions. Like they may do it maybe once a month or once a week or something. Like, I get it. Like life is hard. Hence 30 in a mess. Life is hard. But what my main point is, it's still fear. No matter what it is and no matter what you do. Like I hit up Kiki yesterday. And I'll be honest with y'all right now. I had a moment where I wanted to go back to doing some fuck shit, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I wanted to go and do some fuck shit. And Kiki, we talked about it, but again, she's like, okay, you can do something that's easy, something that you're used to doing, or you cannot. And build, be on the path that you're on. And I was like, but I don't want to. She was like, you don't want to because it's harder. You gotta go through the process, which is harder. And I was like, okay, you're right. But again, it's easier.
But I don't think that has anything to do with fear. I think it has a lot to do with lack of discipline.
But what is the lack of discipline? And again, that goes back to what is easy and what's not. If you ask somebody today, do you want $1 million? Everybody will say yes. But if somebody goes, you have to run 18 miles, not jog, not walk. You have to run 18 miles.
Trying to bust somebody hurt like Bow
Full sprint.
18 miles. Then from there, you have to do some tough mud thing. And then from there, you have to cook all day and do
this. People like, about to die for all that.
People like, no, I'm not doing that. But if they go, for $1 million, we want you to just sit down and do nothing, people will say yes.
Yo, it's so easy to sit down and do nothing, to go to sleep. It's so easy to like relax and like put your feet up. It's so easy.
Right. But the point of, okay, instead of people saying, fuck it, let's do it and fail, they're just gonna say no.
But I don't think they're afraid to fail though. I think they're just lazy. Like, who want to run 18 miles full speed?
Being lazy is also equivalent of fear at times.
Help me understand. I don't agree with that, but help me understand it, please.
It's fine. Like, okay, I want to work out and I want to have a bad body like Meg Thee Stallion. But instead of getting
bad, though. Her body is bad.
Her body is bad. Shout out to Meg. You are one of my inspirations.
So can we say that she bad built, or is that wrong? Is that wrong to say it like that in that case? How we say it? How do people out here saying it now?
You make it sound like you're 50 or something.
Right.
How the young you saying it now?
I'm not associating myself with that 30. She's a daddy. She's a daddy. She a hot girl, right? In a good way. Her definition definition is a hottie in a good way, a hot girl in a good way. But like, she is built like a stallion, and that's how most Africans are built. But
She built like a real woman.
Yes, like a whole real woman, and
like
she's so unapologetic about it, and I love it. So, okay, you want that Meg Thee Stallion body? This is what you need to do to get the Meg Thee Stallion body. First day, you go. Second day, my legs hurt. Third day, maybe. Fourth day, and then you end up being lazy.
Or I can sit on the couch and watch the workout video.
Exactly.
But I don't think that's fear. Like, is that fear?
Yes, it's fear of what you can become.
Man, that's some bull. I'm not accepting that. Get out of here with that. Like, nah. You can take it and keep that as your own opinion.
No, it's facts. It's facts. But
nah.
We're pushed to, oh, my mind is my mind, and whatever I think is what I think. But when you really think about why you aren't where you are.
So what are the fundamental feelings? What are the fundamental emotions that drive things? So fear is one of them, of course. So for you not to do things, you in fear mode. And what's the opposite of that? For you, when the people who do stuff, like the people who are like actually out there accomplishing their dreams.
Already.
It's bravery. It's bravery.
It's courage. It's encouragement. Courage is part of encouragement. You have to push yourself. You have to have a drive. You have to be determined. What is the opposite of lazy? We don't have to use the term fear, to your point, right? I just say it's equivalent to fear. I'm not saying lazy is fear. I said it's equivalent to fear. So what's the opposite of lazy?
Yeah, but you said that it pushes fear.
It pushes fear. Laziness
no, you said
no. You go ahead. I'm getting a little too passionate. Wait, let me hear the question.
You said that society is pushing fear.
Yes.
Which is causing laziness.
I didn't say it was causing laziness.
What you
said?
Started
using the term. We use an example of lazy.
Oh, okay.
As being equivalent to fear.
Oh, okay.
We can use another example, but what is the opposite of lazy?
Being active is the opposite of lazy.
Yeah.
There you go. And what happens when you're active? You start feeling good. You start releasing certain toxins.
So you've watched toddlers like grow and develop, right?
Who?
Toddlers. Little people.
My bad. I didn't know you said toddlers.
Not little people.
Little humans, the new humans that arrive. You've seen them develop, right?
Yes, I was with them last week. I was with my niece and nephew.
So I don't know what your variety of experience with them is, but I've seen little humans, like the new humans, be like very active and into stuff and like just all over the place. And I've seen some little new humans be very lazy. Like they don't even want to stand up to walk. Like if they want something, they want you to pick them up and bring them over to it. Like they're not trying to do anything. I don't think they have the concept of fear and courage. So that's why I feel like it's not pushing fear. I think the ease ofness, like some little human, like little new humans are okay with having to move and work towards something, and some of them are just not. They just bring me everything.
I would disagree. I think little humans, using your terminology, I think they do have concept of fear or laziness and not lazy, fear and courage. I think they have that concept, because how many times will we see a toddler jump off the top bunk and land on the floor, versus when they're meeting somebody new, they run behind their mom or dad. So they may not be able to articulate that feeling.
But that wasn't pushed to them. That's something that they already like have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's already like. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think society is pushing fear for them not to do and do.
Well, things. You're looking at two things. You're taking my words literal, where you think I'm saying society is the reason why people are lazy or they have fear. I'm not saying that. I'm saying society is pushing it. But it doesn't take away from what people already are. But that's what they push the most.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
In society, government, they do drive what we think we should fear or not. Like they, based off of what we're gaining from the environment and information, it drives those forces for us. So something that you probably wouldn't fear, that you don't normally think about, they might push it so much, like, oh, you should fear it, and then all of a sudden you have anxiety about something.
Yeah, I think I agree with that part, but I think it's in only when it relates to money. For them, only when it relates to money, they'll push like fear extensively. Like if it's about like being healthy, they're not pushing.
They are.
What you mean?
Doritos aren't good for you, but it's pushed every single day.
That's something good.
But they're also not promoting it as healthy, and that's also money. So like you pay to get Doritos.
Just because they're not promoting it as the other thing doesn't mean it's not a push of fear.
So you think they pushing fear when they push Doritos?
Put it like this. Okay.
They like, give me your money out your pocket.
Hold on.
Like, they're not pushing no fear.
Go back to your statement. I'm going back to your statement. I'm going back to your statement of, I think they just push for money and they don't push for nothing else. Right? They don't.
I don't think they're like, you better get healthy or this is gonna happen. Like, they don't push that kind of thing. That's not
right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're taking a little role where they're like, oh well, eat Doritos, you'll be healthy. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
but they do for vaccines. Like that's where the vaccination. You have to get the vaccine or you're gonna die. Like that's basically
for money. And what they get when you get the vaccine, they get money. It's money,
right? But at the end of the day, they still push fear. It doesn't matter what
they're using fear to push for money. Is what I said.
It still doesn't matter what the motive is. Everything is run by money, right? So that we can X that out.
I think they choose to push fear to get money.
That's fine. But at the end of the day, they're still pushing fear. That doesn't take away from my main point that society pushes fear. Whatever your reasoning for, oh, well, they just do it for money, fine. My only statement was society pushes fear. And because society pushes fear, regardless of their reason of why they push fear, discourages people for being their greater beings.
I think they push a lot of toxicity. I don't know if it's fear. Like there's a root.
Yeah, I think you're holding on to my word fear, that you're taking everything else that I'm trying to speak of away.
No, I hear what you're saying. I hear you. Okay. But what I'm saying is like, I don't think it's just fear. I think they push like a lot of toxic stuff. Just like, for example, like they teach like the whole, what am I trying to say? Like the whole concept of you can do what you want and sleep with who you want and be with who you want. Like that's everywhere, right? But what does that gain you? Like that's a toxic existence.
What makes that toxic for you to be?
Because you're like when it comes to like you just being the one, like it's all about what you want and what you need and what you get out of people. Then you're also putting what you want above other people and what other people care about. Like if you want to be with this person for fake because you want what they have what they have and you don't want to give anything in return and you use that person and discard them, you are accumulating just like toxic behavior
out of fear.
I don't know.
she's like, I
want to see what the 30 and the messers think. I think they should weigh in for this one for sure.
They should.
Yeah. Messi's definitely weigh in on this. Let us know what you think about this topic.
Kiki, do you think it's fear? What do you think it is?
So I do think it's a level of fear. I do think you're taking it very literal in terms of what she's saying. However, a lot of things are driven from fear. If we go back to the very root of where we started this conversation at, she's saying that people will sometimes drink and do drugs and stuff to run away from what reality is or to step out of what their reality is because that's not what they want to face. That is fear. That is fear of the unknown. And a lot of the things about being 30 in a mess is we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, where the direction of things are going. And that is scary. That is scary for a lot of people. And some people have the courage to face that no matter what what the outcome is, they'll take that head on. However, a lot of people, based off of their living situations, based off of what society says, based off of their own personalities, refuses to face that. So that means that they are scared of what the outcome can be. So yes, I do believe that it is a level of fear.
So like, how does that tie into our dreams and what we're dreaming?
I think we went down a rabbit hole. Because when you started, this came from you talking about, it was out of the dream. Because we talked about dreams, but you started talking about what you feel from people.
Yeah.
And that
it goes into dream. So when I started talking about that, I was talking about like when you feel things, it's a part of your subconsciousness. Yeah. Right. Dreams are subconscious things. So like when as you're saying, like we got fear being pushed at us, what do you think that it does to our subconscious, which essentially affects our dreams?
We are driven by our subconscious mind, though. So like I stated, I do believe that the connections we feel with people and all of that is a part of our subconscious. Jesus, I don't know, I can't say the word. Subconscious mind. And if we're tying that back to our dreams, a lot of times there are things in our dreams that we do not fully understand. We don't get it. We don't understand what it meant. Things are being put together that is just like all over the place. But that's the subconscious mind throwing everything that we internalize from the world at us in our dream. And if you're not fully connected with yourself, then you're not going to understand what's going on.
Yeah, because I will say this. There was one time me and my mom hid a body in our dreams, like under the cement. Yeah, it was wild. Like, I don't know what happened, but I think I was trying to hide a body, but I didn't hide it well. And my mom found the body and she was like, no, this is how you hide it. We ain't never hit a body before.
I've been watching Power. What the heck?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Watching that first season of Empire.
Okay.
Right. But I don't know what these dreams are about because y'all, like, I promise you, like my consciousness is very positive, but these dreams, to your point, like it's somewhere deep down where maybe I'm trying to hide something. I need to dig something up. I don't know what it is. Or maybe it's my alter ego. Who knows? But it's something. And
but I also feel like you're connected to yourself a lot more. Like you're very in tune with what you feel and what drives you and things of that nature. So therefore, I think that's one of the reasons you dream very heavily and you remember a good majority of your dreams. That is rare because I can tell you, even for myself, I don't remember. Like I said, I can remember how the dreams made me feel, but I'm not connected to myself so much that I can recall like my subconscious or things that I do dream about. I'm still working on that for myself. So that in itself also shows just how connected you are spiritually or with your ancestors or with your, with other people.
No, I agree. That I agree because I do feel I'm very connected to my my spirituality and my family. And yeah, that's true. That's true. And I will say, y'all, I be talking about these bad dreams, but I have good dreams too. I've had dreams where I got married. I've seen my kids. I've seen their faces vividly.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's how I know I'm meant to be a mom. Like I've seen my daughter. I've seen my son. It's weird, but you wake up smiling like, oh, shoot. Or if anybody watched the last Marvel movie, Doctor Strange, spoiler alert, but they connected dreams to another reality.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that. Yep.
When you dream, you're dreaming of another reality of you in that situation. And I'm like, that may not be wrong either, but it's something.
And I had a dream too that I had twins. I had twins. They had beautiful chocolate skin, like mine. And they were like teenagers. Like I walked in their room. Like for some reason they were in the boys' room. It was a boy and a girl. And they were in the boys' room. The boy was sitting playing video games and the girl was looking in the closet. And I said something to them. I don't remember what I said, but I vividly remember them being teenagers. I cannot think of their faces. Like I did not see their faces, but I knew these were my twin kids. I do not want twins, y'all.
Send them my way. Send them my way.
I don't want twins, but if I end up having twins, I'm always going to remember this dream.
Wow.
It was a connection in terms of me knowing that these were my kids. Like when I walked in, I knew I was walking into my kid's room.
You felt it.
Yes, but it was weird because the house that I was in was my parents' house. It literally was where my parents live now. Like the layout was like my parents' house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you think that we ever tap into, like, I don't know if you guys believe in like past lives or whatnot. Do you ever believe we tap into like our past lives and our or maybe our next lives as well?
Yes. I was Dominican in my past life. I know it for a fact. I wish somebody would tell me different. I know I was Dominican in my past life. I know I was.
I will say this. I do believe we have past lives. I don't know if I've ever connected to it. I will say that for sure. Like, I don't know if I've ever felt that, but I do believe it exists for sure.
Let me tell you, I did this one meditation about like past life meditation, and in that past life meditation, it was so wild. I don't know if I tapped into something that somebody else's information or if I tapped into like a movie I seen a long time ago and I remember or whatever it was, but that trash was crazy. So basically what happened in it was it tells me to go through my life cycle, right? So it tells start when you're like the youngest memory would be like around 3 to 5. So I started there. So I was like a little girl. I don't know what country I was in. It looked like early London with the like maybe like 1920s probably. Very young. And then I went through teenage years, and in my teenage years I was getting like passed off to be married to like some guy, very handsome guy, tall. This guy knew my family at the time. My family entrusted me to him, and he was very loving, very kind, very thoughtful, very passionate about me. We had child. I was pregnant. I remember that's the last thing I remember. I was pregnant and I was going into labor, and something went wrong. You know, they didn't have a lot of technology they have now. So something went wrong and I died from trying to do childbirth, and I was too young. And then when I passed, it was like this little mentor or somebody, I don't know who this person was, in my dream saying, and this is why you don't have children now, because like you're younger in your past life, you died so early having children. So now your life and now you're nervous to have children. So I was like, that is interesting.
Oh, that's
right. Cool. And I got from that meditation, I was like, all right, yeah, like you're doing a bit much. Like,
yeah,
the most.
Like, would you guys go to a professional to see what?
Are they free? Are they giving it out for free? Because you know I'm 30 and I'm a mess, and I ain't got no extra money for that. That's extra.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you now. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't.
Same.
I think 1, what will be will be. 2, I am the interpreter. So whatever you tell me, I probably won't believe you unless you're an elder in my family, because they are powerful. And when they tell me something, I'm like, oh my God, it makes so much sense.
If they was doing that for free, like, you know, like a little fake, you know, the fake stuff, you know, the fake hypnotist,
the Yukon days.
Yeah, like hypnotist. Yeah, I'll do stuff like that, but like I probably wouldn't take it seriously. You're right.
Yeah, I do believe there's actually true mediums, but I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. I mean, I'm not knocking nobody's profession. If you know that's what they do, that's what they do. But I don't think I would do it and believe it fully, because I just think I'm the only interpreter of myself. Like you can't tell me what I'm thinking or what's going on with me. Like that's just how I feel.
Yeah, unless you're God himself, and we all have a little God in us. So. All right. Well, I mean, with that being said, y'all, we'll probably do a part 2.
Wow. This is good.
I'll come back with the information.
Hopefully y'all feel what we were saying.
Yep.
But, I mean, any quick points?
Did you eat anything crazy before you had these dreams?
Nah.
I dream the best. Like I get the most out of my dreams when I'm either heavily eating before I eat or I'm extremely exhausted. Like, you know how you're sleeping, you're like exhausted, and you just literally like once your head hits the pillow, you're just like
you're gone. You're gone.
Like if that happens, if I'm extremely exhausted or I eat like ice cream, like something horrible before bed, I'm dreaming. I know for a fact I'm about to have have a whole movie.
Usually, if I have those kind of dreams, it's not because I ate something crazy. It's usually because I left the television on or something, or whatever I'm watching, I left it on.
Wait, so you sleep in the dark?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I used to do that. No, I need something.
I sleep. I have to sleep in the dark.
If I'm with somebody, I won't need anything else. But
oh,
it's true. I'll be like, y'all go to sleep so early. I talk all this junk, and then I just knock out. But nah, I don't think it's anything I eat or watch. I do think they influence it in certain dreams, but I don't think it's like, oh, every time I eat popcorn right before I go to sleep. Like, nah, I don't have any of those.
Keep on dreaming, y'all. Whatever your dream may be, keep on dreaming. Make sure you take time to like think about it if it's really heavy on your mind as soon as you wake up. Otherwise you'll forget about it.
I would just say you're your own interpreter of your dreams. It's you and what you're going through in life, or what you see, what you're doing, what you feel. That it's all on you. So don't think that some dreams don't have a big meaning behind it. So don't feel like every dream has to have a meaning. And sometimes it's just your mind kind of dumping everything that you experience for the day.
Yeah, pretty much what they said. And if you have a bad dream, wake up, pray about it, hit up the people who happen to be in your dream. Don't overanalyze. I know how people go to Dr. MD and all that on the internet. Don't go to Interpreter MD. Just take a moment. Take a moment, take it in. That's all. Okay. But with that being said, thank y'all for joining this wonderful episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. But make sure if y'all like more of this, check out our content. We got Gigi Gems, we got Kiki's Corner, and we got Ben Liz's Music Box. Hit us up everywhere on all platforms, or our website 30nms.com, which is 30MESS.
No,
that's not what it is, right?
That's not what it is.
It's 30ANDAMESS on all platforms. I'm 30 in a mess, y'all, as you can see, and I didn't have my coffee or tea.
We just barefaced this whole podcast.
We did. It took us a minute to start too today, y'all.
It did. Rough start.
That's why we live it in the beginning. But we love you. Take care, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.